Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on? What's going on? What's good? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing out there today? All right, let's get into the chat, see what's going on. Jetpack, the future's now. Good evening to all. Absolutely. Guys, as always, make sure you're hitting the like and subscribe to the channel. It costs you absolutely nothing. It brings good karma into your life to do something nice for somebody else at no cost to yourself. So go ahead and do that. H. Barbarita in the house. Life is good. Man, you got to start telling that to some of the people in the comment section of some of my videos. Holy smokes with the negativity. But that is a good sign, guys. You know, we like to use the negativity and the toxic people as metrics. The worse they get, the closer we are to a pump to the upside, right? All of the whining and complaining and no gets us closer and closer to where we want to be. It's a very good metric. The worse they pour it on, the better it is, guys. Green tea, what's going on? Good evening, all. Our time is coming for life-changing wealth. Yes, gain 100K tonight. Man, that would be something, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be something? BTC dominance is going up, is it? I haven't looked at Bitcoin dominance today. Let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at the BTC dominance. Not really. Not from what I'm looking at. It's not really going up. Not really. Mary, how you doing, dear? Good to see you. Good to see you. So Flo Rick in the house. Let's go, baby. Send it. Kakashi, what's up, man? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. All right, let's go have a look at the JASMY chart on the 4-hour. Things look pretty good, but I'm a little worried that this is starting to look a little bit like a double top on the 4-hour, which might cause us to go, right? Which is fine. Which is fine. I'm expecting a dip, guys. Like I've been saying that, and people keep, impatient people keep saying, like, when are we going up? When are we going up? Guys, I'm expecting a leg down. And I've been saying it. Now, listen, this is good that we're still above the 30-day SMA for JASMY. We're at 3 cents 966. So, yeah, but we got to get above 4 cents. We got to start closing daily candles above 4 cents, right? That's what I'm paying attention to there. Gain, what you think of MG coin from Squid Games 2? Actually, Gain, it's funny you say that because I just started watching season 2 today. I only have like 3 episodes left now or something like that. But yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Talking about crypto like crazy, eh? Alex, what's up, man? Good news we got with JASMY today. We'll see what we can do. Squid Game Season 2 took the piece out of Terra Luna Toquan. Yes. MM, I'm Mr. Fundles. Okay, cool. Cool, man. You do you, boo-boo. That's awesome, right? Ain't no thing but a chicken wing on a string. All right, so yes, JASMY on the daily time frame. It looks good right now, guys, but again, once we jump over to Bitcoin, you guys know what I'm expecting over here, what I see coming, right? We are sitting at 98,700 right now. Can we start closing daily candles above 98,600, but more importantly 99,600, so we can start putting in higher lows, right? So that is what we are paying attention to for Bitcoin. But hey, I mean, look, are we going to break out of here tonight, guys? This kind of looks pretty strong, right? It looks pretty strong. We came all the way up here to about 99,300 earlier today. Well, within the last hour and a half, right? Because this daily candle opened about an hour and 24 minutes ago. So yeah, will we make a push up this evening, guys? That'll be interesting. That will be interesting. Mr. Fundles. Okay, Mr. Fundles. Awesome. Awesome, Mr. Fundles in the house. Let's go look at the bubbles, see what's going on. Market seems to be kind of turning around here this evening, doesn't it? Look at the green that's starting to come in all of a sudden. Maybe it's a crypto future live stream effect, right? XEN, AVAX, JASMY's up 1%. Getting a little bit of little pumpy action here. What up, fam? Pulse Playa in the house. It's from Rick and Morty. Oh, okay. Okay, Rick and Morty. Okay. I don't think I've ever actually watched that show, but I hear it's funny. So things are looking good, guys. Things are looking good. Look at the weekly. Things are looking sexy. Evening's starting to turn around a little bit. We're starting to see some green in the market. I'm real bullish on JASMY. That's what we like to hear, brother. That's what we like to hear, man. You are in the right place then, my friend. You are definitely in the right place. Can't wait for the JASMY rollouts to start flowing. Woot, woot. Let's frickin' go. Absolutely. So, yeah, we're starting to see some green in the market. Hopefully you guys were DCAing. I did some DCAing this morning. If you're a member of the channel or the Patreon, you know what I was buying today. Gain says, worried tomorrow those greedy Wall Streets may sell. I mean, I think by midweek next week, we're going to be seeing a lot of volume pouring back into the space, man. Honestly, that's kind of how I see things. I've been saying that for a few days now. So yeah. All right. So let's get into a few things here. If they don't sell them, the week will go well. Mara Digital CEO says they'll continue adding Bitcoin to their balance sheets this year.
Sing Auld Lang Syne. That's because they trade 24/7. They don't stop to celebrate New Year's Eve or anything like that. And here we have, at the very latest price, the Bitcoin is up about 3.25% to 97,605, bringing its gains since just midnight of January 1st to about 3.5%. And 2025 is expected to be another banner year for the crypto industry due to a way more favorable regulatory environment under President-elect Trump. Let's get to somebody who has a front row seat to the price action. Fred Thiel is the CEO of Mara, the world's biggest Bitcoin miner that currently holds 44,893 Bitcoin on the balance sheet. He joins me now in a Fox Business exclusive. Fred, you've been banging the crypto drum for years, and finally the world, with, a big assist from Donald Trump, has woken up. What does that mean for Mara, at least this year?
Well, I think if you look at any move upwards in the price of Bitcoin, directly affects the value of our company, because we hold over $4 billion of Bitcoin on the balance sheet. So, and we'll continue to mine Bitcoin every month, and we'll add anywhere from 700 to 900 Bitcoin a month just through mining, in addition to our purchases. We purchased a lot of Bitcoin last year as well to take advantage of the price moves that we expected. And we think we're very optimistic about this year. We think most people would say that Bitcoin will likely end the year somewhere north of 150K, possibly over 200K. It depends on who you believe.
Okay, who do you believe? What's in your mind?
I think you have a couple of things, right? If the strategic Bitcoin reserve happens, then lots of other countries are going to follow suit, which all of a sudden means somebody has to acquire that Bitcoin somewhere, because the little amount of Bitcoin that's mined every month is certainly not going to have give people what they need. So you're going to see price increases there. The ETFs, continue to vacuum up Bitcoin on a regular basis. They now have, over 1 million Bitcoin amongst them all, I think, which is huge. You've got essentially 5% of all Bitcoin sitting in US ETFs, something that didn't exist a year ago.
Tim Draper,
we're continuing.
Yeah, one of the Bitcoin acolytes, Tim Draper, for many years has been a supporter, and he says something like 250,000 by the end of this year. Maybe that's a little bit hyperbolic, but I would ask you. You just talked about how others, whether it's the ETFs or you got to look at these central banks that may start to snap up Bitcoin. We know what happened during the gold rush of the 49, and everybody rushes in, the supply goes down, price goes up, and then suddenly there's nothing left. How do you avoid getting caught in any kind of maelstrom or vortex?
I think Bitcoin, if you look at it over the past 13, 14 years, it's only been down 3 years out of the 14. And one of those years was just, obviously during the COVID when all markets were down. So over any period, you can look at Bitcoin and it's gone up on average somewhere between 29 and 50% a year easily. And so our recommendation, my recommendation to my kids, for example, is that put just a little bit away every month in Bitcoin and forget about it. Just watch.
Okay.
And over 2, 3, 4 years, it grows, and that's what people do. You're starting to see Morgan. I think there was a news item on one of the news wires this morning that E-Trade was possibly going to start providing crypto trading services, and you already have Fidelity doing that. And if Vanguard and the other ones start opening this up, that's a huge market. And then you start looking at insurance companies. There was a bank the other day that did a refinancing of a commercial loan where there was a strip of the loan that was dedicated to Bitcoin to act as an incentive for the borrower to not refinance out the loan ahead of term, and as protection for the lender. So there's some exciting stuff going on around the financial markets as Bitcoin continues to penetrate the traditional markets. And that's before you look at sovereigns in Europe and Asia and other places start adding it to their balance sheets. Switzerland has a referendum on their ballots to vote on a strategic reserve as well. So I think you're going to start seeing it become more and more prevalent.
Speaking of Bitcoin getting scooped up more and more, let's piggyback off of that. Metaplanet eyes upping Bitcoin holdings to 10,000 Bitcoin in 2025. Metaplanet is aiming to expand its Bitcoin stash more than 5-fold to 10,000 Bitcoin in 2025. And analysts predict, a bull run this year that could see Bitcoin rise above $200,000. The Japan-based venture capital firm was one of the most notable companies to follow MicroStrategy's Bitcoin investment playbook in 2024 and currently holds 1,762 Bitcoin, worth $173.4 million from 19 purchases. Metaplanet CEO Simon Jurovich said in a January 5th X post that its aim this year is to increase its holdings to 10,000 Bitcoin by utilizing the most accretive capital market tool available to us. Jurovich also said it aims to advance Bitcoin adoption in Japan and globally, as well as to grow Metaplanet's impact in Japan and the Bitcoin ecosystem. We're not just building a company, but driving a movement, he said. Metaplanet is the largest corporate Bitcoin holder in Asia and has the 15th largest Bitcoin holdings among publicly listed companies, according to Bitcoin Treasury's data. The plan comes as asset manager VanEck and Bitwise predict Bitcoin would reach $180,000 to $200,000 in 2025, or potentially higher if the United States adopts the strategic Bitcoin reserve under an expected crypto-friendly Trump administration. Jurovich said if the U.S. follows through with its Bitcoin reserve, it could trigger a global domino effect. Countries around the world will follow. Japan is one of those countries where they do look at the U.S. as their big brother, following their footsteps. So if President Trump does adopt it as a strategic reserve, then Japan and many other countries in Asia will do the same. Jurovich explained at Michael Saylor's Bitcoin New Year's Eve party in Florida. Metaplanet is among many firms that plunged into Bitcoin in 2024 as Bitcoin gained around 120% over the year. Here's an interesting little question for you. What would you guys think if JASMY started buying Bitcoin to put on their balance sheets? Interesting little query there, eh? When is the JASMY update? All we do is JASMY updates, brother. Shay boy, where you been, man? I feel like I haven't seen you in like a month. How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Gaines headed to bed. Have a good night, my friend. Have a good night. Matt, yo, what's up, brother? Funky's in the house. Jetpack, Asian markets have been making noise lately. XCN, JASMY, and Swift, ironically, all have all the same exposure in Asia. Yes, and they all happen to be some of our top picks on the channel, baby. Absolutely. All right, what else do we have going on? Let's go have a look at the Onyx coin chart. See how that's doing. Got a spinning top candle right now, neutral candle, sitting where it closed, 2028,196. I'll take that. So far, so good. Continuing our leg up. Maybe with the rest of the market, kind of pumping a little bit. We'll see what happens. All right, what else do we have? We got us another clip here. Tom Lee calls for $250,000 Bitcoin in 2025 due to the Trump put.
Tom, it just brings me back to you, the idea that how much of what we're seeing, maybe even a little bit today, is there's been such a regulatory overhang on a lot of these names under the current administration. Now you have a new FTC chairperson. Is that playing a role in any respect to this? Because Dan Ives put out a note today, said Christmas comes early with the new head of the FTC for tech.
It's probably the best way to sort of measure this is what Bitcoin's doing, because Bitcoin faced enormous regulatory burdens over the last few years. And now we have a White House that's embracing digital assets, a new SEC chairman, FTC chairman, the new Commerce Secretary. I think these are actually being viewed as pro-business, reviving animal spirits, but I think a good proxy is watching Bitcoin.
All right, now I'm going to have to pin you to a target again on Bitcoin, because you've been among the most optimistic and outspoken about it for years, to be quite honest. So here we are, above 100,000. What's a legit target for 2025 for Bitcoin?
We think it's going to follow a similar halving cycle that we've seen in the past that would imply something around 250,000 for Bitcoin in 2025. And on top of that, we have a Trump put because Bitcoin is potentially a strategic reserve asset for the U.S. government.
There you go, guys. I don't think it's going to quite go that high. I really don't, but I have been wrong before. All right, we got another little clip here. Let's get into this one. Liquidity, what's going on, man? Ready for the super green week ahead? Absolutely, man. Pulse player, forgive my ignorance because I'm kind of new to JASMY Squad. Was PDL supposed to be launched in Q1 of this year? You mean? They haven't said when they're launching the PDL. We need Janction, layer 2 Janction launched first, right? If Janction is not launched, then nothing else can launch because everything's built on top of Janction, right? So Janction has to be the first domino to fall, essentially. Then the PDL, then the JASMY wallet, so on and so forth, right? So, all right. Prince of Siberia says nation states are already adopting strategic Bitcoin reserves behind closed doors.
Bitcoin adoption comes in many forms, from just mining to store of value to medium exchange. I think the one people are really interested in would be in the next El Salvador. El Salvador was an outlier. I think we may get a surprise this coming year, hopefully. but we're going to see mining adoption is ever increasing. That is at a nation state level. That's happening all the time. It's happening in secret, happening in open. And the next one that's people talking about right now is strategic reserves. So SOV, store of value. That is already happening behind closed doors, or it will start to happen in the open. When it starts to happen in the open, then that's when, you know, the old game theoretic ripple effects of it will start to take off. But really, the one I'm more interested in is medium exchange. Really, that's what the white paper said. You know, it's a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. That's what we're here for. But yeah, we've got to understand that it works more as a store of value today than it does as a medium exchange. Thanks to layer 2 solutions like Liquid and Lightning, that we're able to transact cheaper fees when the high fee environments, or just much faster transactions, and stick to the core thesis of what is Bitcoin. Over time, we'll have better technology that will allow us to transact faster, but always remain true to what is Bitcoin. And Bitcoin main chain is that it's security. It's 15, 16 years of unadulterated truth.
Right.
It is a pillar of truth, that the longest piece of truth we've ever had in humanity, and it's only growing. And that's why the world is waking up to it. And that's why the world is starting to unfold, and the cracks and all the bullshit that's happening in the planet will all start to unravel thanks to Bitcoin.
I mean,
100%. Nations are already scooping it up, guys. People think that they're going to wait for the United States to officially announce things. Of course, they're not going to wait for that. Dreadnought, any updates for Junction? Nothing yet, brother. Nothing yet. Still waiting on that launch. Pierre Poilievre, if you don't know who this guy is, guys, this is the next Prime Minister of Canada, the next leader of Canada. He says people should be, he's the conservative leader. So he says people should be free to decide whether or not they want to use Bitcoin. I want to be like, I don't want to be like a communist country like China and ban Bitcoin. So there we go. We have a positive Prime Minister getting ready to take over the next election in Canada as well. So very bullish. Renee says one last flush colossal dump soon to flush out all the Moon Boys. Sorry. I'm thinking 95.5 in the near term. JASMY partnership with IOTEX. Are they making any waves? They will. They just announced their partnership like last month. So give that one some time to marinate, right? But they do have big things coming. Yes, I have no doubt about that, my friend. But they did just announce that last month. So also, Kathy Wood and ARK Invest bought $222 million in Bitcoin today. Absolutely huge. Galaxy Shooter in the house. Can't wait for Pierre. I'll definitely be voting for him. Hopefully he can fix the capital gains tax. Yes, I agree. We got to get rid of that carbon tax as well. 100%, brother. 100%. Lark Davis shared this, guys. Listen, you can exclude 2013 because it was the very first cycle, right? But the last two cycles, 2017 and 2021, between the Bitcoin halving and the top of the market, 526 days in 2017, 548 days in 2021. That's why I tell you guys, probably an average of about 525 days between the Bitcoin halving that we had last year and the top of this market cycle brings us somewhere around the middle of September, the middle of October of this year. 100%, brother. We need that. We need to fix that capital gains tax. Yes, 100% we do. 100%. Right. What else do we have? Let's watch. It's always one more final dump. 100% facts. You're absolutely right, brother. There's always someone calling for that, right? Sailor on MicroStrategy. We've created a levered flywheel on a product that's already 4 times as volatile as the S&P 500.
We get to 2024, and then we discovered the value of volatility. I mean, really understand it. Because in January of 2024, Bitcoin isn't an asset class, and the second week the SEC approves those ETFs. And then you start having the snide comments like, well, now we don't need MicroStrategy anymore. They're like just a proxy. They're like a clumsy ETF substitute. We'll just put our money into the ETFs. But what happened at the same time was the halving was coming, and all of the investors, the vol traders, went through a secular rotation, and they started selling the Bitcoin mining stocks and looking for something else to trade. So if you track the liquidity in the options market and in the equity market, there was a major shift in Q1 and early Q2 where a lot of the volatility in the options traders and equity traders, they basically hopped off a dozen Bitcoin mining companies onto MicroStrategy because the Bitcoin miners were going to the halving where their revenues get cut in half. So when that happened, our options interest exploded and we became the #1 options market. When the SEC approved the ETFs, they didn't approve options. Okay, so today our options market is like $95 billion. Our options market is the same size as our market cap. And then we discovered that the real strategic opportunity we had was we can construct a balance sheet of permanent capital with leverage. And when you take Bitcoin and make it 100% of your stock, you're going to trade probably, if Bitcoin is trading with a 60 vol, you're going to trade with a 75 vol just because of the uncertainty of what the management team is going to do. Like I have the option to sell equity or not sell equity, or we might do something or not do something. I have the option to do debt or not do debt. That option is going to move you from 60 vol to 70 or 80 vol. Then if you actually execute the option by selling equity at a premium or by issuing convertible bonds, you move to 90 or 100 vol. So all of a sudden we had an equity trading with 100, I think today it's like 120 vol. Basically double Bitcoin equity. And now here's the big idea, right? The S&P is 15 ARR, 15 vol. Bitcoin is 60 ARR, 60 vol. It has been that way for 4 years. We take a company with permanent capital and we create something which is 100 or 120 vol, 100 to 120 ARR. Okay, now that attracts all the options traders, all the arbitrageurs, all the Bitcoin maximalists. It becomes hot money. You know, the call rate, if you hold a dollar bill for 30 days, you're getting SOFR at 30, you're getting 480 basis points or something like that. If you hold $1 million worth of the S&P index for 30 days, you can get like 15% interest by selling the 30-day calls at the market. If you hold Bitcoin, IBIT, for 30 days, you couldn't sell the options until just recently, but now you can sell them and generate about 100% interest. If you sell the MicroStrategy call option at the market, it's 220% interest rate. Okay, just to hold the share. And so all of a sudden, what we've done is we've created a levered flywheel on top of a product which is already 4x as volatile and 4x as performant as the S&P. The result is our liquidity explodes, our options interest explode, and we do a convert bond in Q1. A week later, we do another convert bond. That's the first time in history anybody ever did 2 convert bonds back to back, 2 consecutive weeks. Then we do another one in Q2. Then we do another one in Q3. Then we do $1 billion of ATM in Q3. And then we start to get into a groove and we realize that at the end of the day, the market's going to rally around some leader. And you're either going to lead in a decisive way or you're going to sneak around and apologetically be opportunistic, or you're going to hide and wait. And so we just decided we're going to lead. I mean, John D. Rockefeller decided to roll up the entire petrochemical industry, and he bought out all of his competitors, all of his customers, all of his vendors. And first he did it for cash, and they would say, okay, well, pay me this. He'd go to the bank, he'd borrow the money, and he'd give him the cash. And at some point, people in the industry said, Standard Oil stock is worth more money than the cash. And he just started issuing the stock. And Henry Flagler, of course, built Florida with Standard Oil stock. And so there's this point in the market where the market decides it trusts you and it wants to rally behind you. And we got to the point on October 30th, and we just said, look, we're going to put the question to our shareholders. Do you want us to basically build this business or not? And after 40 consecutive Bitcoin purchases, after laying the foundation of a Bitcoin development company after actually rolling out the KPI of BTC yield, which is, we just sold $1 billion of equity. It was backed by 350 million in Bitcoin. We bought back the $1 billion in Bitcoin. We captured 650 million of the arbitrage. That works out to 4%. That 4% is like a Bitcoin dividend to the shareholders, but we're going to keep it on the balance sheet, roll it forward, and reinvest it. Once we constructed that model, we just said, look, we're going to issue $21 billion of equity, and we're going to issue $21 billion of fixed income, whether it's convertible bonds or preferred shares or corporate bonds. And we're going to do the fixed income to stay levered. We're going to do the equity when it's at a massive premium to the underlying assets to capture the yield and to de-lever. If you want to get behind us on that, that's the plan. We put it out there. The next day, stock trades up. We outperform every Magnificent Seven company. We outperform Bitcoin. We outperform every Bitcoin company. So the shareholders spoke. I mean, by the way, it's not a surprise to me. I was 95% certain they would like it because I meet with them and they were like, this is the most brilliant thing ever. Yeah, just keep doing this. So after that, we had a good week, and then November 5th came. And there's a red sweep, and all of a sudden you have a pro-Bitcoin White House, a pro-Bitcoin Senate, a pro-Bitcoin Congress, pro-Bitcoin cabinet. Bitcoin rages from 68,000 to 99,000. The short of it is we raised $10 billion in 4 years after our initial announcement, and that's like progressively work and learning. We're learning, and the market's learning to trust us, right? We're building a relationship. My relationship's not just with my equity investors; it's with the convertible bond investors. You meet with a convertible bond investor, say, I saw you last quarter. I saw you, you yelled at me for this and this. I fixed this. I'll do this. We're partners together. I promise you I will do this. I'm not going to mess with your opportunity. I'm not going to hedge it. I'm not going to steal your trading opportunity. I will do this and this and this. The guy goes, well, and I'm looking forward to this future. The guy goes, thank you for your candor. $500 million order. 50. Like, if you have trust and people understand you, they'll give you your money. So what happened next is we raised $13.5 billion in 4 weeks. And if you look at my tweet, my tweet this morning is basically, we generated about a $9 billion plus gain for our shareholders in those 4 weeks. We're making hundreds of millions of dollars a day. It's tricky for conventional investors to understand it because you're not capturing shareholder value creation via GAAP accounting because for 2 reasons. One, Bitcoin's indefinite intangible, but 2, in the history of 50 years of the capital markets, everybody's been on the US dollar standard, which is 0 vol, 0 ARR against the dollar. And this is the Bitcoin standard, 60 vol, 60 ARR against the dollar. We don't have the math, the accounting to keep up with that in the traditional system. And that's why we have to put forward things like a BTC yield, a BTC spread, a BTC gain. And those that understand BTC, they get it and they're long and they love it. And those that don't understand BTC or don't understand this or just aren't really interested in putting in the work, they just think it's sham crazy and they're just going to short it or they're just going to whatever. So that's where we are today, is from desperation to opportunistic to strategic to identity. At this point, we're a Bitcoin treasury company. I'm on a mission. My mission is I'd like to see the entire world recapitalize on Bitcoin, every company, every family, every individual, every government. I think it's an economic protocol for prosperity. I think it's as important as English or fire or electricity or steel. I just think it's good technology. It's a good idea. We're reaching the fun stage. The next 4 years, I think, are kind of fun. We get to do a lot of interesting things to help people.
I am looking forward to the next 4 years, actually. Beebs, what's up, buddy? Good evening, man. Multi-Planet Pro in the house, TikTok on the clock, but the rally don't stop. In crypto, Sailor probably buying another 2,000 some BTC tomorrow. Seems to be a habit every Monday morning. Yeah, he also, every Sunday, he tweets out the Michael Saylor the MicroStrategy Bitcoin tracker chart, and for 8 weeks in a row he's done that, and he did it again today. So yes, that's essentially confirmation that he is likely going to purchase another probably 2,000, 2,100 Bitcoin again tomorrow. Beebs, Went back and listened to an older video you made on Ether. Great project. Yeah, man. Geez, we called that one like over a year ago, I think, didn't we? Man, you must have been going back in time on some of the videos. Yeah, we talked about that when it first launched. Great project. Fantastic project. Oriya Chain, if you know, you know. AK Pete, good morning, man. Good morning. Bruno's in the house. What's up, buddy? Shane, yo, good evening. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Now, we got another article to get through here. What do we got? Analyst predicts Bitcoin rally to $113,386 with 14% upside potential. Bitcoin is presenting a huge potential for a price upsurge. As per a popular crypto analyst, Javin Marks, Bitcoin's historical price movements indicate a considerable likelihood for enormous gains in this bull market. The crypto analyst reflected on the crypto price trajectory of Bitcoin and the possibility for a huge upside. Marx brought to the front that the present market cycle of Bitcoin could be sustainably advantageous with massive upside. This suggests that the price of top crypto assets is presently getting ready for a noteworthy rally. Particularly, the analyst anticipates a likely 14% spike from Bitcoin's present level. This could push the prominent crypto token above $113,386. The analyst labeled this price level as the target number 2. The analyst stressed the current period as a crucial time for the further price movement of Bitcoin. During this phase, the flagship crypto token is gearing up for upcoming heights. In this respect, the crypto altcoin, the price action. Holy smokes! The price action. Where was I now? I lost myself now. It could lead towards even bigger upward momentum. Keeping this in view, breaching this spot will play a crucial role in Bitcoin's upward journey. According to Marx, the price movement above $113,386 will donate an extension phase. Subsequently, Bitcoin will possibly set exclusive all-time highs. The analyst is confident that the current market scenario around Bitcoin highlights a solid position while it endeavors to reach the above-mentioned price level. Thus, traders and investors express a significant optimism in Bitcoin while it cautiously observed the surge to $113,000. So the next leg up, $113,000, guys. Let me know what you think about that. Shane with a super chat. Hey Rob, thoughts and/or deep dive on Heroes of Mavia, ticker Mavia. I know the circulating supply is not that great, but I've been hearing a lot about it. Well, my friend, let's go have a little looky-loo and see what we can find, shall we? I think I've looked at this project before, though. It is familiar. Let's see. Let's have a look. Ticker is Mavia. You're up 1.8%. $37.5 million market cap. Tokenomics are not good, but I don't know the reason why. So, I mean, there could be some sort of, I don't know, lockup or all-time high was $10.59 11 months ago. Where are you listed? Oh, you're on KuCoin, Bybit, Gate.io. Okay. Got some decent listings, so there's potential liquidity. Aerodrome, BitYanex, Crypto.com. There you go. BitTrue. No Coinbase, no Binance as of yet, but that's okay. A lot of liquidity listings there. Let's go look at the chart. Let's go look at the chart, man. All right, daily time frame. Wow, this is volatile. Hey, look at that. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at the launch, and then it's just been, you know, bad timing in terms of the listing, right? It seemed to have a pretty solid bottom right here. Seemed to be pretty solid on the bottom, right? I don't think you're going to go much lower than you are right now, to be honest with you. I mean, if you are kind of working your way down here. That's kind of a wick, though. We don't really go by the wicks. So, I mean, it looks like you could be ping-ponging inside of here a little while longer before you have any kind of leg to the upside. When you're zooming out, anyways. Let's zoom in, see what we can find here. Yeah, you're pretty much bottomed out here. This is about as good as an entry point as you're going to get, I think, unless something drastic happens with Bitcoin. But even still, this bad boy seems to have held this level pretty strong. Going over the 4-hour. Yeah. Just boring sideways action. Yeah. Kind of got a little bit of a head and shoulders pattern happening here, though. If I'm being honest, right? A little bit of a head and shoulders pattern going on. On the 4-hour time frame, anyway. Will it translate to the daily and the higher time frames? I don't know. Don't know if it will be invalidated. It's kind of a shoddy one, but yeah, it's not really a shoulder on this side. So I don't know. Some people might call that a shoulder. I don't really call that a shoulder, personally. So I think, honestly, man, if I'm looking at this, I think that this is probably pretty close to as good as you're going to get on an entry point on here. I wouldn't ape in if you were thinking about buying some. If I was thinking about buying some, I would dollar cost average some in. And then if it dipped further, I would dollar cost average in some more. I wouldn't ape, right? They said they have token unlocks in 30 days. I own a small bag. I was thinking of picking up a little more in the dip. See, that's a common misconception too, though, about token unlocks. A big factor is who those token unlocks are being sent to, right? So that's another key factor. Like with Ondo, they have a big token unlock coming up this month, but I'm not going to be taking any profits before then, because I think that the people who are receiving these token unlocks have a vested interest in holding longer, right? So yeah. Thanks, Rob. You're the man. Hey, no problem, Shane. No problem, brother. I would definitely scoop some up, though, man. Web3 gaming is the way to go, brother. That's my opinion. That is my opinion. All right, we got one more video to get through here. Bitcoin adoption is not optional.
It's not optional. I mean, you will either move there or you will watch your wealth lose its value as the people who put their money there appreciate. You know, I mean, just think about it. You know, if you have $1 million and you put them in a currency that's constantly depreciating, or somebody has $10,000 and puts them in a currency that's constantly appreciating, it's only a matter of time until they overtake you. And, you know, people are not stupid. They will realize this and they will want to move forward. So when I talk about Bitcoin adoption, people think of it as being like, say, Apple iPhone adoption. You know, it's very nice and very cute, and then people will buy it. But I think that's not the model for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is more like gunpowder adoption. You know, if you think about it, did the French army have a choice whether they should adopt gunpowder or not? You know, did they decide, no, you know what, we like to keep it real with sticks and stones and swords, and and we're not going to use gunpowder?
Like,
if you know, any army that decided to do this, it didn't matter, because then another army with gunpowder would come and take over France. So eventually, everywhere in the world ended up with gunpowder, either because people adopted it or because it was used against them. And I think Bitcoin is like that. Bitcoin is like financial gunpowder. It's the safest way of sending money halfway around the world, the most secure way, and it's the hardest money that we've ever invented. So it's not something that is, whether we should or want to, or whether people, we try to win people over. And this, this is why my book is not marketing for Bitcoin, because I don't think marketing for Bitcoin matters. At the end of the day, this is economic reality. The harder money will win. Gold beats silver, and I discussed this in my book, not because there was better marketing for gold or there was better propaganda for gold. It beat silver because of economic reality. Gold grew at a much slower rate than silver. The value of silver declined, and I think this is really the case with Bitcoin. I think in the long run.
That is the best way I think I've ever heard it mentioned. Bitcoin, adoption of Bitcoin is not optional. People using sticks and stones for weapons are like, nah, we're not going to get guns. We're going to keep it real. Oh, man. NCT been moving. Not sure how far, though. Oh, cool. Cool, man. Onyx Coin's making a little bit of a move here. Check this out, guys. Now, we were red earlier when I looked at the chart. We are officially green, making another push to the upside. We're going to monitor this chart, guys, over on the Patreon. I will be live over on the Patreon in about 10 to 15 minutes, guys. So listen, you got to get over there. The community has been absolutely exploding over there, guys. Everyone's scheduling their one-on-one coaching AMAs with me personally. We do the live group video calls over there every evening. So get over there, guys. Jump in to the group video call. I will be live over there in, like I said, about 10, 15 minutes. So get over there. Get your questions answered in real time, guys. We have hundreds of people in the community. It's a fantastic time. I absolutely love the conversations we have over there, guys. So I will see you over on the Patreon live in about 10, 15 minutes. Have yourselves a fantastic night, guys.